In this ASMR Kickstarter showcase video, I'm going to be showcasing the Los Campos Energéticos, I apologize, Oracle Deck and Friends. The Oracle Deck that will help you connect with your sensitivity and intuition in the shifting world. So I have the first edition of this deck, and I have a video about it, I believe, and one card pulls. So I'll put those videos in the description as well if you want to see what it looks like. So I believe, and I think she says that in this. I'm going to read, like the other Kickstarter showcase, I'll read through the page. But I believe she explains why she sold through hers real fast, I think, the original batch. So she's doing a new batch. So let's go ahead and see. So she's in Spain. So for this one, mine was, I think, last year. So it was before all this tariff nonsense. And I think she addresses it later. So for those of us in the United States, information about what shipping will be like. So it's an Oracle deck by, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing her name, Carmen Seijas. It says, Hola, welcome to the world of Los Campos Energéticos Oracle Deck. My name is Carmen Seijas, and I'm an artist from Galicia and the north of Spain. This is my second campaign, and by the way, as someone who did her, backed her this in her first campaign, she was amazing, and like everything went smoothly, so just letting you know. This is my second campaign, and this time my friends Isabel Dura, Andrea Aguafria, and Yaka joined me, creating lots of beautiful and one-of-a-kind art pieces to share with you. In this text, you'll find an introduction into this campaign, a description of all the add-on and stretch goals, and a complete description of the deck and its physical and energetic form. Also, at the end of this lengthy description, you will find information about production timing and expectations, shipping, and more. Hope you enjoy everything I've been working on. Thank you for being here. And so she has a picture of the box here in the middle and pictures of many of the cards. Just FYI, in my experience, there's just, not only are the cards are beautiful, but like there's something so calming about the blues and she uses different colors in addition to the blue, but it's like just the right amount of complementary colors. Anyway, I love this deck, so highly recommend it. After a successful first campaign to raise funds for the production of the deck, I finished the guidebook and started production, but my estimations for the budget were thinking about the book being 3 times smaller of what it actually is. So the result of this was that I was able to produce a very small batch that got sold out super fast. This campaign is created with the idea of being able to produce a proper edition of this deck, and with the goal of it to be established as a permanent item in my shop. Oh, that's good to know, because I want to check and see. I'm not confident that I know whether there's like new cards or anything. So to make this campaign more special for you, I joined forces with my friends and we created unique, limited edition, and special designs to be a companion of this deck and its new evolution. Also, you will see in the stretch goals section all the updates and goodies we can add to the deck. And she has a little heart emoji. Emoticon, I guess, technically. Sorry. I'm too old. Let's see. Okay. If you need more info, find me anywhere. And she has both her studio and her personal handles as well as her her website for her studio and her email. And if you want to do a wholesale order, Instagram, all of that. So what you see in this picture are again many of the cards, the box over here on the right, and in the middle is the guidebook. For those of you maybe like me, who are guidebook junkies, it is a thick guidebook, and it is both in Spanish and in English. So whether you only speak Spanish or only speak English or speak both, or maybe you're learning one or the other, then it'd be a good deck for you. So let's see, Pledge Tiers. Here you have a little resume of the Pledge Tiers. The deck will be at a special price of €45 in the first 48 hours. I didn't check to see when I'm going to load this as soon as I record it, but I think I'm still within the 48 hours. Yeah, so that's $53. €45 is about $53. And then I'm not sure what it'll be tomorrow or 2 days from now. My guess is it won't be, insanely more expensive. These other pledges are, if you're buying multiple copies. Alright, let's scroll back. Okay, so if you've already got your Los Campos Energéticos Oracle Deck, but want to get some of the amazing add-on created for this campaign, you can pledge for the €1 support option and then add everything you want, which is a smiley face and another heart emoticon. So she has a 2026 calendar, then the early bird, which is the Oracle Deck and Guidebook. Oh, here we go for the so after the 48 hours, it'll be €50 for the Oracle Deck and Guidebook. So I'm guessing close to, if 53 is 45, I guess close to probably 60 then, something like that, for in dollars. And then there's the 2 Oracle Deck, 3 Oracle Deck, or like she had earlier, if you're a seller, a wholesaler, you can contact her about that. So add-ons. This campaign is extra special because you'll not only be supporting my work, but also the creations of my friends who joined this campaign, making amazing and very special pieces. All the profits from the specialist creations will go to them to support each of their projects. So we have here a hand-painted oracle cloth, which looks very cool. Looks like ceramic charms. We have crocheted earrings, the 2026 calendar, and we have the bag. Like if you want a crocheted bag, that's really cool. This is really cool too. Handmade notebooks. So it says, "Let me introduce you to my friends and their beautiful art." I really want to order these, but probably because of the tariffs, I won't. But I would definitely recommend, like, if you're getting the deck, the tariffs might be worth it. But anyway, we're gonna get there here in a minute. And if you're somewhere else in the world, again, 100,000,000% recommend this deck. I don't know why I keep talking about the tariffs. They're just infuriating. Please be aware all of these offerings are super limited edition. So there's more pictures of the different items and the artist. I like the scissors. Makes me think of sort of not cutting ties in a bad way, but like cutting ties to things that are not good for us. Andrea is a visual artist from Madrid based in Galicia. She's the co-founder of Estudio Rio, a multidisciplinary space in which to learn and experiment with different art techniques. Andrea's work flows around creations in ceramics, textiles, and exploring the midst of the immense world of printmaking. Her offering for this campaign is a mix in between two of her passions, ceramic and textile art. On one side, you will find a collection of magic charms inspired by this oracle and made with beautiful blue porcelain, and her other offering are made of handmade are this beautiful handmade altar and reading cloths painted and hand sewed one by one. Wow. You'll be able to add to your pledge the charms and cloths. The design of the cloth will be chosen to add more magic to this offering. Each one of them will be specially selected for you and will be a companion for your individual and special experiences. And then she has her website as well as her handle. And here's Yaka with her dog and the earrings. I used to be able to wear earrings, but I can't anymore. They irritate my ears. Marina Seijas, yes, this is my sister, is a multidisciplinary artist, animal lover, and gardening passionate who loves to explore everything she can reach. Her love is photography and audiovisuals, but she also communicates her feelings through writing, drawing, and the creation of clothing and reclaimed materials. For this campaign, her offering comes from her brand Yaka, in which she explores the uses of wool for different ornamental creations. She has created a small collection of earrings made in the shape of daisies and with the colors of our oracle deck. These earrings are handmade and very limited. And again, her handle and website. And then we have another artist with the crocheted bag and handmade notebooks. Oh my god, this notebook and bag. It's killing me. Isabel is a multidisciplinary artist from Valencia, based in Galicia. Her area of expertise is printmaking, but her heart lies with artisanal bookbinding. I took a bookbinding class once and I made a few different types of books, and it's just, I'm in awe of bookbinders. They just, yeah. In another life. The process of printmaking inspired her to start creating her own notebooks, since during those processes so much paper is wasted and discarded. In her projects, she selects different paper pieces for the outside of her notebooks and decorates the cover with parts of discarded drawings. And I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce. Mingajo? I'm not sure. Is her other love project. The brand created with her mom Anna, in which she takes care of the design and distribution, and her mom is the crochet wizard. They create beautiful handbags and book covers. Ooh, a book cover. That's cool. For this campaign, her offering is a limited collection of handmade notebooks decorated with some of my discarded drawings and a beautiful handbag so you can bring your oracle anywhere you want. That's very neat. And again, handles and website. Then there's the 2026 calendar and unique handmade drawings. In this campaign, you can also get your 2026 calendar as a pledge or as an add-on. Important, if you want to get your calendar before the year starts, or at least in January, please make 2 separate pledges. This will translate in 2 separate shipping costs, but it will mean that I'll be able to ship your calendar before your deck, and you can enjoy this baby since the beginning of the year. Otherwise, it will be shipped when the oracle decks are produced and ready to go to your home. Let's see, it's 14 pages. Tintoretto gesso paper. Each month contains the corresponding moons and eclipses marked, as well as space for you to note down any synchronicities you experienced that month. It says this calendar is basically like having 12 art prints. So you can see an example here. I do love it when artists do that. I have her name's Nikisha, and she does a lot of like rabbits. I'm not even like a really rabbit person, but I love her. She makes oracle decks and tarot decks and postcards and bookmarks, but she has a yearly calendar. That's what I think of it like. It's like 12 months of art prints, sign me up. So I'd say it's definitely, if you like a particular artist style, I'm a big fan of doing calendars from them. These are just my little editorials. I don't apologize, but understand I'm just throwing these in. If you're listening this for the ASMR, hopefully you appreciate it as an ASMR trying to ramble. Those of us who like ASMR, that's like a type. Unique pieces. For this campaign, I also created a small series of unique pieces that you can choose as add-ons. It's a very small group of drawings made with Ferris wheel press ink and I think is it gouache? I never know how to pronounce that either. And artisanal paper of A6 size. These pieces have been created using automatic drawing without any sketch or previous ideas, just letting the intention of creating flow freely. You have to be a good artist to. This is flowing free. This is unplanned. It's kind of amazing. Like, look at those. They're just gorgeous. I love that mountain and the heart. I just love the blues so much. So I really like the ones where it's a big portion, like it needs a window, heart, the mountains, but they're all beautiful. But yeah, it's kind of mind blowing to me that it's just like free floating. Wow. Okay, and then there's Ecofeminist by Nature poster and stretch goals. So 12,000 is the beer funding goal for the Oracle Deck. 15,000 there'll be a holographic sticker. 20,000 is notepad. 23,000 is a silver lettering in the box. So if I remember right now, yeah, it's white. I can see it over there on my shelf. 30,000 is a postcard with silver accents. 35,000 a cotton back. 40,000 is a digital art print. 45,000 an oracle cloth. 50,000 a box with 4 color pencils. That's pretty. 55,000 an enamel pin. 60,000 a second digital print. 65,000 a craft notebook, and 70,000 a color book. So these are the stretch goals for this campaign. I'm so excited and hope we can bring it all to life. Oh, and she has additional 80,000 sticker sheet to decorate your journals or anything you want, and 100,000 one more energetic family added to the deck, formed by 3 new cards, and making the book even bigger and wiser. Okay, well, that's unfortunate for me because I want her to hit 100,000, but if she hits 100,000, I'm gonna want to get the deck. I guess for me, I might, if she's gonna have it as a permanent item in her shop, I can wait, maybe ask for it for a Christmas present or something. So here's introducing Los Campos Energéticos Oracle Deck. And this is, yeah, so this is more like, I think this might have been like in her first one. Los Campos Energéticos Oracle Deck has emerged into the world to be a light in the darkness and a guide into your path on making the invisible world not so invisible anymore. This deck was created with a simple goal: to be a companion in our travels to our inner worlds and to help us understand the energetic movements in the outer world. It's very easy to get lost into the energies that surround us and into our daily existence and forget to take care of ourselves and each other. This deck comes to remind us of our existing tools that we can use at any time to help ourselves and others. Don't be mistaken by the name in Spanish. The deck booklet is both English and Spanish, but the titles and names of the cards are preserved in the original language they were created. Being both languages is part of its magic charm, and I can second that. It's a great book, and my Spanish is so, by rudimentary, I mean like, I can say hi, how are you? and maybe recognize a word here or there. So I really appreciate that she was willing to also put it in English, because it's such a beautiful deck. I might still have backed it even if I didn't know what it said, but that would have been less likely. This deck is an oracle, a deck of 50 cards called Los Campos Energéticos. It's divided into 9 unequal groups that represent some of the energies that surround us, from the most earthly to the most ethereal. This project was born from a seed planted on my soul about 2 years ago. The first time I knew I wanted to create an oracle, it came to me only as a name and a vague concept. This happens a lot. First I know the names of things, and then they grow into full bloom. And there's some beautiful, photographs, beautiful examples of her artwork. It's like a digital tablet. I started the project 3 or 4 times, first by hand, but the ideas didn't flow, so I let it go. Months later, I tried it digitally, and it didn't work either. So later on, I decided to try by writing the book, but it didn't come to conclusion. It got to a point where I thought it was never going to happen. I thought it would be one of those ideas that don't see the light, which I'm so glad it did. I'm telling you, I cannot recommend this deck enough. The blues themselves, I don't know what it is. They're just, the colors of her deck are just, I don't know. There's just really good energy out of it. It says, but then out of nowhere, in the spring of 2024, the urgency to start trying things began to arise. I started talking about the project with some people close to me, and soon I realized that I shouldn't talk about it with anyone. I needed at least one phase of the process to be strictly private, purely mine, without interference, without opinions or expectations. I totally get that. I needed to create walls that would protect the gestation of the project, that would allow me to err and expand, to let myself be carried away by it naturally, and above all, not to have deadlines or any ideas in my head that will create pressure around the project. I can totally understand that. That kind of stuff to me sometimes is like and I'm not like an artist, but when I have done creative things, it's like a killer sometimes. I think it's one of the reasons I like to journal rather than like write. It's because it's like just private. You can say whatever you want. So I kept it a secret for months. I dedicated myself to working without saying anything. Over time, the project evolved and came to its forms. I began to say that I was working on something, but that it was a secret, and having given it that quality, instantly turned it into something very special. I spent time alone with my ideas without second opinions, learning to trust my own voice and my inner guidance. I failed and got very tired. I allowed myself to stop. No one was looking. I allowed myself to continue and expand. And the most interesting thing of all, I allowed myself to finish it, to reach the goal. This oracle has been created in silence and solitude, infusing all the essence of what it means to trust oneself. Maybe that's why it speaks to me a lot, is that solitude. May it help you expand your intuition, turn on the invisible guide, and trust your inner pendulum. And then the specifications. Now this I'll probably just I don't know if I'll read the whole thing. But she says she's located in the northwest of Spain, in the beautiful and magical land of Galicia. For me, it was very important to be able to produce the deck in Spain and being the most environmentally conscious possible. It's made in a factory in Madrid that uses only solar energy and manufactured with plastic-free materials. It comes in a rigid box of recycled cardboard, covered in beautiful and top-quality offset printing. Yeah, the box really is beautiful. Let's see. The guidebook's over 200 pages, and it's in both English and Spanish. And the guidebook has a picture of the card as well. The card in the guidebook is in color, but you can see the card. When you hold this deck, you can feel that it's made by humans. It's definitely true. It says if you have more questions, you can message her at any time. Then there's a very beautiful picture of the deck again, or some of the cards in the deck, the box. And then, let's talk about the concept of the deck. The 9 energetic families. The energies present in the deck are divided into 9 groups or families. These energies refer to the plant world, the animal world, the stars, the seasons, and more ethereal worlds such as those inhabited by holy mountains, master guides, and hidden beings. And the plant spirits. So here we have the plant cards, and again, this image at the very top of the flower is the book, the whole guidebook. Over here on the far right is the box, and then these 6 cards are in the middle, surrounded by the shells. It's said that for every emotion and for every thought pattern, there's a plant that can be a guide, can calm us, and can be a companion for us. The plant world is full of mirrors in which we see ourselves reflected, of examples of perseverance and adaptation. Plants remind us of our capacities for resilience and expansion. They remind us that we're not alone on Earth and that we are all part of the majestic being that is nature. Then there's the ethereal, and there's 3 cards. 3 cards that connect us with the invisible world, guiding us to trust in the mystery of life and what cannot be rationalized. They are a guide to the magic present in the universe. Their existence is as old as the world. They have been with us since our beginning and are waiting for us to create a space in our lives for them. And then she has the elements. There's 4 cards. And the 4 elements are the sensorial expression of nature. They reflect the strength, adaptability, sensuality, and wisdom that are present in nature and consequently in us. Connecting with the elements and their presence in our bodies pushes us to see that invisible bond that connects us with planet Earth. And then there's the stars, and there's 3 of those. Feet on the ground and head in the stars. We are antennas that connect the sky with the earth, small channels of electromagnetic energy working 24 hours a day. The movements of the stars impact our electromagnetic fields. These cards can help us become familiar with the presence of these energies in our lives. And then there's the seasons, and there's 4 of those. Obviously, but there's the 4 cards. We are cyclical beings in a cyclical world. Human beings have been in a permanent struggle against these cycles, seeking the eternal permanence of only certain emotions, sensations, and seasons. The energies present in nature are perfectly drawn into our emotionality. When we let go, celebrate, face our shadow, go through the dark night of the soul, etc. These cards accompany us to embrace our natural cycles and its reflection in our emotionality and in our body. And then there's the opposites. And those are the 2 cards there. The 24 hours of a day are divided between the hours of light that belong to the day and the dark hours that belong to the night. Each one has its very different characteristic and experiences that complement each other. These cards bring us closer to the reflection of these energies and how to channel them in our favor. And here we have the magic tools. And there are 4, 8, 12, 16. The most powerful lesson I have acquired throughout my life is to always have my magic tools at hand, which accompany me through the thickest and deepest emotional terrain. They are light in the darkness, a fire in the mountains. They take us to moments of supreme connection with our essence and to make those difficult moments become profound allies to our personal growth. And then there's the deities, and there's 6 of those cards. Myths, ancient stories, archetypal images. They come from the collective unconscious, and they all have messages stored for us that arrive when we need them most. These 6 energies have messages for you. Well, you want to hear them. And then there's the animal guides, and there's 6 of those. The animal world is a mystery that lives parallel to our reality. We observe and study their behavior and traditions passed down from generation to generation in a nonverbal way. We admire the connection with their instinct while we let ours sleep. They are guides, they are symbols of the power of being present in the body, of connecting with the ancient part of our blood and with the collective knowledge. And then she has the guidebook, and here's a picture of it. You can kind of see on the left how thick it is. I'm not going to pull mine out because I don't want to stop the video, but if I remember right, it's a good, I don't know, close to an inch thick, maybe a little less. Inside the rigid box, you will find among the deck the guidebook, both in English and in Spanish. It comes with a description of the deck and instructions on how to use it, with some spreads you can explore, and an introduction into the energies that we will work with. The book is the most special part of the deck for me. For the first time, I'll be sharing my pure heart to the world, all my practices and magic tools that helped me that are allies for me. Every card has an individual description of its energy and tips to channel each energy into your reality. These tips can be rituals, meditations, yoga practices, creativity explorations, journal prompts, energetic work that you can explore, etc. One very special thing, my voice, about this guidebook and the reason for the need of creating a second campaign is that it contains the version in English and Spanish, so you don't have to choose if you get this deck. You will instantly have both. I'm confused because I think my version has them both. It's the version in English and in Spanish. Here's pictures of she has a picture of it in English here, and then in Spanish. If you're watching this for ASMR, pause it for a second and skip because I'm about to cough. Process and production. The process of creation of this deck was a long one. First, all the emotional turmoil that was arriving to a point of feeling ready to start exploring and to allow myself to share my ideas with the world. Second, the state of the world right now had me feeling sadness and a sensation of there's no way art creation is something we need right now. I'm gonna have to have some water. Sorry. I had to go through all these feelings to deeply understand how important it is to share light and healing into the world. Amen. Every little act of hope and love is a radical act that creates intense waves of healing. And don't lose yourself into the mess that the world is right now. We need your light. That is very true. Another thing that made the process long and emotional was that each card was created following a technique mixed between automatic drawing and automatic writing. First, I'll write lots of words on paper, and if some word called me, I'll start drawing it without sketch. The classification of the 9 energetic families was done after all the drawings were finalized. And the book was written during the creations of the card. And the book was wrote during the creations of the cards and after the creation of the cards. The technique used for the creation of the cards was, I think it's gouache, in different densities, working as watercolor sometimes and other times as acrylic. Then some of the drawings have details or tones added with colored pencils. For choosing the factory, I made the decision of prioritizing a process that was aligned with the energetics of the deck, more than a factory that could do very impressive finish to the deck, because I would be producing it really far away. since in Spain we don't have that type of industry, and that would translate into the deck traveling a lot more by plane or using more combustible to be produced, and that was something I didn't want. So I'll be working with a small factory located in Madrid, so all the decks are made in Spain, and as I said, before their factory work with solar energy, they don't use materials that contain plastic, so the deck will contain the energy of the sun. Down here you'll have some details of the flow of production and shipping. So she's hoping to have fulfillment beginning in April and ending in May. Let's see. Shipping. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna jump down to the USA just because I'm in the USA and it's probably where the things are most screwed up. Shipping, well, in a lot of ways, but shipping too. It says this is a big difference in this campaign because we're dealing with lots of changes to ship from the home world to the USA. This campaign was supposed to launch the 1st of September, but I wanted to wait until we have experienced some shipping and until everything became normal again. I'm still in the learning process, and I think I'll keep being in that learning process until a few months pass because this is also new. Now to the point. The new rules for shipping to USA said that you, the backer, will have to pay to customs between 0% and 50% of the cost of the items you're acquiring. This payment has to be done up front and processed by me in the moment of shipping so we can send everything without it being stuck in customs for ages. We're still learning about the percentages, and it can look like books, art prints, and some printing goods will be free of charges, but decks come under the quote-unquote playing games section, and it looks like it will have 20% of added cost. Kickstarter is not ready to handle this type of calculation up front yet, but after the campaign is finished, we can calculate the extra costs added to your pledge with the new integration that Kickstarter just launched. So if you're from the USA, expect extra cost when the campaign is over. This is a cost that will be added to your pledge before everything is shipped. You'll be contacted to do your payment, and your pledge will be shipped after the payment is done. Nothing will be sent before the payment of custom is processed. This isn't something I like, neither something I can change. It sucks, honestly, but I hope that doesn't make you stop supporting my work. Then I also am not being paid for this promotion, but someone who has her deck. I love it. I think it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it does have really good energy to it. So I agree. If it's something you really honestly like or feel pulled to, I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, obviously, if you can't financially do it, you can't financially do it. But then I guess know that like if she ends up with that in her shop, maybe you can purchase it later. And she has her email again for questions. It's her second campaign, and she'll be in good contact. Like I said, you never know from one campaign to the next because life is complicated, but I don't remember there being really any issues with her first campaign. And it says, thank you so much for being here, for being you, exactly as you are. I love you, Carmen. And she has her handles again in her website, and it looks like a tortoiseshell. I had 2 tortoiseshell cats. One we had to put down a couple years ago. They're sisters. The other one's almost 18. She's a tortoiseshell as well. More picture of the cards. Beautiful cards. Meet the artist. My name is Carmen Seijas. And Carmen, if you ever watch this and I'm mispronouncing your name, I am very sorry. It says, I'm a painter and illustrator from the north of Spain. In my creation, I explore the immense worlds of fantasy, mythology, and the cycles present in nature. I live in Galicia in a medieval town close to the sea. That sounds amazing. Oh my god. Europe is amazing. Like, things like that. It's like, what? I live in Galicia in a medieval town close to the sea, located on a valley and surrounded by 2 rivers. Oh, I guess that's why that one place was called Rio Rio. Because that is one Spanish word, I know. River. I like drawing, well, obviously, reading, writing, working on my garden, and expanding large portions of my time in nature with my familiar animals and my partner. You can visit my website to know more or follow me on social media anywhere. And then there's some of her other art here. Oh wow, it looks like she has a whole wall that she's painted. And looks like a doggy. And then just information, basic information on risks, challenges, sustainable materials, etc. She doesn't mention AI, but I don't see how she would, like, based on what she's written, how that would be involved in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're watching it for ASMR, hopefully everything but the coughing was alright. Like always, I'm not going to play the video because it's ASMR, but highly recommend this deck. It's just, I haven't even used it that many times, but the times I use it, there's just something about it, something special. And the colors just work. And you can tell it's very special, so definitely help her get to that. It looks $21,065. So in USD. Yeah. But this just started, I think, yesterday. So still 29 days to go. But I definitely say help get her there. I don't think I'll be able to back it just since I already have a copy and I don't have, unlimited funds. But if I didn't have this deck, I would definitely do it. So I hope to introduce you to a deck that you might like. And like I said before, I'll put in the description I believe I have a video where I just showcase the deck. And then I'll put maybe a link to one of my 1-card pulls. So I hope you have a good day or night or week or whatever. And I will see you again soon.